I
This
just want
conference will now be recorded.
how many of you are already aware about AEM? Like, so any prior experience in AEM?
Um, yeah, hi Vipin.
Yeah, Santosh.
Yeah. I don't have any much experience on Adobe. Currently, I'm working on Documentum.
Okay,
It's also a content management.
okay,
But previously, just 1 month in my previous organization, just for 1 month, I just had Adobe CQ admin because they was we were moving to from Documentum, we were switching to Adobe CQ. So like
okay,
almost 5 years back, I just uh, learned some Adobe CQ 5.5. So we just switched
okay,
to Adobe CQ. So I don't know much now because I completely forgot about that. So I just want to recollect it and I want to switch to AEM now completely.
okay, okay, fine.
So I'm interested to work with AEM from next job. So I'm
Okay,
planned.
okay, Santosh. That's fine. So any other like who have already some prior experience on AEM? Okay, okay. So let me just start with like introduction of AEM, and then I will go through some the course content that what we'll be covering as part of this training session. Okay, and I will be sharing some documents that what I will be sharing on daily basis and the practicals what we'll be doing. Okay, so let me just
Okay.
start with like introduction of the AEM. Okay, if anyone is not aware about like what is AEM and why we are using AEM, because there are many CMS which are available in the market and why we should go for AEM. Okay, so AEM
Mhm.
stand for Adobe Experience Manager. Okay, earlier it was a day product, day software product, but now Adobe acquired from 5.6 version and they renamed it as the Adobe Experience Manager. Okay, so the current version in the market is 6.4. Okay, earlier
Okay.
versions 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, and 5.5 series as well was there. Now the latest version which we are using for AEM is 6.4. Okay, service pack 1 already launched last month. Okay, so let me just show you one which I prepared and we'll go. Okay, so as I mentioned that EM is a product of Adobe Experience. Okay, from Adobe. Okay, so there are many reasons that we should choose EM in comparison of like other CMS which are available in the market. Okay, the one main reason to choose EM because it is very fast. It is 20% fast other than like an overall 20% fast in comparison of other CMSs. And second reason is that because AEM is a product of Adobe, so it's part of a marketing cloud, and you will be getting like easily integration of those other products which Adobe is having. Okay, because for any application there are three things which are very important. One is the integration, second one is security, and third one is the performance. So on all those three parameters, AEM like fulfill all the requirements. It's very secure. It's having a templating language that is STL tightly. Normally before
Vipin, this is Vignesh. Sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is not audible. Like you have a very bad connection, I would say, for the audio perspective. Is there something like you can uh, switch to? I'm not sure. Like, so whether you are taking the call from the computer audio, right?
okay, let me just give me one moment. Is it fine now?
Now it's fine, but before that, like it was like
Oh,
it's not like
echoing.
audio on and off.
Okay. Okay, let me know if you feel the same thing again. Okay,
Okay.
so like I was talking about the AEM. Okay, Okay, so Mohammed, you are having one query. So let me just see, or at the end we will be having the query session. So you are saying that how to download the AEM. Okay, so I'll be providing the latest AEM 6.4 jar to you with some training license, so you can use for your like practicals and for your work AEM 6.4 and 6.3 as well. Okay, if you are having any like corporate account and you are partner with Adobe, like your company, then you can download from the Adobe itself the training license for AEM 6.4. Okay, so like I was talking about the AEM, like it's a component of Adobe Marketing Cloud, and where you will be having different tools. Okay, like there for personalization, there is an Adobe Target that is a different tool from Adobe. You can easily integrate your AEM with that tool. Okay, like Adobe Target, there would be Adobe Campaign, there would be one media optimizer, Adobe Analytics is there, so many tools are available for Adobe and you can easily integrate from AEM. Okay, and it's very fast in comparison of other CMSs. Okay, so now as I mentioned that we are having the latest version 6.4. So very first thing that why we need CMS. Okay, so like if I show you one URL, so you can consider that this is one of my website. Okay, this is my static website, okay, which we used to create using HTML, JSP, and any other okay languages. Here, if I need to make some authoring changes, if I need to change this image, or if I need to change this heading or any data, what I usually do, I will go in the source code. I will be changing. I will be replacing the path of an image, or I will be changing the content. I will be pushing that page again to my server. Okay, but with AEM that is not the case. You will be having some author instance. So there are two instances for AEM where an author can author the page and can directly publish it. You don't need to go in the source code. So it means if a person is not technical, okay, there are some different roles I will be telling you. If a person is not technical and he's not aware that how to change the HTML or how to change the tags and all, that person can also do the authoring. He can also change this image. For the time being, I just converted this page in my EM. Okay, so this is my EM page. The same page I have converted here. If I need to change any image, so what that author will do, he will just open the dialog, double click. Right now, it's not here, not any image, but he will just drag and drop the image, or he will just change the text, and the changes would be reflecting on page. He just need to activate the page from here. He will be just publishing the page. So this is my EM environment. Okay, I'll be showing you it later, but that is the basic that what author will be doing. The changes are very minimal. Like he don't need to go in the code and change the things manually. He can directly change on the authoring instance and can publish it to replicate on the publish environments, like live environments. I will be showing you that what are the two environments I'm talking about. One is author and one is publish. Okay, so like so I was talking about the environments like author and publish. So in AEM we are having two environments. One is author and second one is publish. So author environment where you can author the changes. Okay, author your content. Okay, like here. So this is my author environment. You see various dialogues are there. Okay, so here any author can change any content. Okay, the publish, when I say publish, so publish environment is for the end users. Okay, whatever you see on your website, whenever you type anything in your browser as the end user. Okay, so author instance will always be behind the firewall, and that publish instance is for end users. Okay, so like for any in AEM we are having different roles. Like AEM authors would be there. They would be authoring the changes and they would be publishing the content. Okay, so what the benefit would be that if you want, if some ad hoc requirement comes that I have to change some image for any particular page on my website. Okay, so content author will just drag and drop the image on particular page and will just activate it, will just publish it. So it will immediately affected on my live site. There is no need to restart the web servers and all. Okay, so this is a typical architecture of my like AEM environment. There might be more than one author instance as a standby. Okay, normally in the projects we have one author instance, multiple publish instances. Okay, here you can see that these are the end users. Okay, so what would happen that if I am having the multiple publish instances, so there should be a load balancer that whenever you hit any website, the load should come to multiple publish instances equally or okay, so for that we need some load balancers. Okay, so there is one dispatcher module which sits on web server. Okay, so that dispatcher takes a request from the web server and will equally distribute among public instances. Okay, so load balancing and caching, there are two things which dispatcher do. Okay, which sits on the web server where your actual request comes. So this is a very like simple and like efficient architecture of AEM. In some of the cases we are having also more than one author instance. In case of like author instance is down, then that instance can be used as an standby, okay, for a backup. So these are the two environments, and now let me show you one more thing here. The important thing, like what is the technology structure of AEM, on which AEM is built upon. Okay, so for AEM, there is only if I talk about the installation of AEM, there is nothing much to do for the installation. There would be one jar file and there would be one license file. All you need to have Java to be installed on your system. If you are having Java, you just double click on the jar file which I will be providing, or if you are already having, just double click on jar file and your this screen will get open like 4502 EM start. Okay, on some port. When I say that 4502, so it means my EM is running on some web server, correct? But I don't need to install any web server physically. EM comes with a default web server, that is Apache Jetty. Okay, so all the requests, all the like page that you are getting hit on your browser, suppose I'm hitting this page, so internally it goes to my Apache Jetty server, and there are some different technologies, like different frameworks are available, like Apache Sling is there which will map. I will show you that what how this map and all. Okay, so Apache Jetty is servlet engine which comes by default with your EM jar. Okay, you don't need to physically install that server and configure that. It will be pre-configured for you, and you can hit any page, it will be serving for you. Okay,
So this all, Vipin, sorry to interrupt.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Vipin, so when we install this, so at the time of installation, we all get means this will install all these things, right? When we install this
Correct,
Adobe
correct,
CQ.
correct. Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
backend it will be doing the Jetty and the repositories. What is the where is the content stored? Means how is it happening and all that.
Yeah, 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 I will show you. So now as I mentioned that there would be one jar file and there would be one license file. All these two things will be provided as an EM software. When you double click on it, first time it will be taking 3 to 4 minutes to extract all the things. So it will be creating when you extract this file, this CRX quick start folder. Okay, so if you go inside this CRX quick start, you will see everything. So every content, okay, every content, every data will be storing in this quick start only, or whatever the servers. So if you go inside the repository and go inside this data store, not data store, this segment store. Okay, you will see there are some tar files. Okay, so everything in AEM which you see or which you store, like image files or text, anything you will be like you are on any page will be storing in form of these tar files. Okay, so there is no such system like file system. Uh, okay, like this is not like a data traditional database system like uh, Oracle or something where your data will be storing as in form of tables. Okay, so every data will be saving in form of tar files. Okay, so there is one like a framework JCR. I'll show you that what are those three things, but the data will be saving here only. You cannot see that how data is getting stored. There is a way to see the structure using some CRX. So there is one CRX Explorer that is an implementation of JCR. I will show you that. But all the data will be storing here only. CRX Quick Start repository segment store in form of tar files. Okay, tape archive files. These are the Unix based mechanism to store the data. Okay, and this is on rotational basis. It uh, it sees like if it is crossing 256 KB limit, then it will automatically create another tar file. Okay, so is it answer your question, Santosh? I
Yes,
think
yes.
Santosh
So
asked.
yeah, so how if you want like this tar file, like how it gets, suppose if we can open directly, yes,
No,
if
no,
you
no,
double
no.
click
We
the
cannot.
file.
No, no. We cannot open these tar files. As I mentioned, that there is one implementation of GCR CRX. Through CRX, I can see that how my data is getting stored. Where is my data? I will show you that what is the CRX. Okay, but if you are going to open these tar files, you cannot see anything. Those will be the junk characters. Okay.
Vipin, this is Vignesh. So
Yep.
you said like everything if you do some operations on the AEM, right? So everything will be recorded and everything yeah, bundle, right? When I say like bundle in a sense, it's a tar file will get created, right?
Yes.
So it's not something like if you edit one page, the tar will get created. It's not like that, right? So
No, no, no. It's not
it
like that.
will start like accumulate. It will start capturing all the changes in the tar file. Once it reaches the whatever you said like 256, right? Then only it create a tar and it, complete the tar execution and go to the another tar, right?
Correct. 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 Correct, Vignesh. That is the process. Okay. So like here, many folders are there like logs, where all the logs, I will be going through each of them that how many log files and what are the bundles and all these things. Okay. So this is my like repository where all the things are getting stored and other configurations and thread dumps. Many things are there. Okay. So I was talking about this technology stack of AEM. Okay. That is very important. So there are three technologies in AEM. One is the main, that is the JCR. The first technology is JCR. Second one is the OSGi, and third one is the Apache Sling. Okay, so like as I mentioned that there is no such files like table system that your data is getting stored in some form of tables. Okay, so in AEM the data is getting stored in form of node and properties. Okay, so there is one framework, JCR, Java Content Repository. Okay, meant for storing the nodes, like whatever you save in AEM will be storing in form of nodes, in form of properties. Okay, inside the node. In AEM, because JCR is a framework, so there should be some implementation as well. Okay, so implementation of JCR is CRX. So there are two implementation of this JCR. One is the Apache Jackrabbit, and second one is the CRX. Okay, when I say CRX, so Adobe implemented that framework. Okay, Adobe implemented the JCR and they came up with the CRX, and they are using the Apache Jackrabbit inside the implementation of CRX. Okay, so now if I open the CRX, let me just open it. So when you
So
first start, yeah, yeah, tell me.
yeah, sorry. So when you install that CRX, that jar file, sorry, that wireframe, so this all
Mhm.
gets installed at the backend.
Yes, yes, yes.
GCR,
It will
Jackrabbit, how this all
correct, correct.
happens. Okay.
Yeah, everything will be installing for you. Like OSGi framework. When I say OSGi framework, it is auto enabled in AEM with that jar file. If I say Apache Sling, that is a framework that is also comes in form of bundles in AEM. Everything, the every Java code would be in form of bundle. I will come to that point, but everything will be installing. You don't need to install anything as a third party or as a third thing. Everything will be get installed automatically.
Okay.
Okay. So very first screen when you open your AEM instance, when you double click, so it will take 3 to 4 minutes. It will be, you will see this kind of dialog, okay, where you will see on, and you will be presented on some like login screen. So you have to type admin there, and you will be presented this screen if you are opening 6.4 instance. Okay, so there are two modes in AEM, that is one is classic and second one is touch UI. Okay, so this is my touch UI. I will come to that touch UI later on, that what is the classic UI and what is the touch UI. Okay, so I was talking about the JCR. Okay, so if you want to see that how data is getting stored in those tar files and how I am storing it, so you can open one CRXDE. Okay, that is a development environment for your AEM.
So these all are different modes, right?
Yeah, different. If I go, let me just start with this classic. Okay, so as I mentioned that there is one classic and one touch. Okay, so if you write type here welcome, so you will be presented to classic UI. All the options are same, but the way of accessing is different in touch. Okay, and that is supportable on the like tablet and mobile devices as well, the touch UI. Okay, so this is my classic UI. Here you will see different options like websites, digital assets, campaign, inbox, users. Okay, on the right hand side you will see CRXDE, develop application with a web based IDE. Okay, so when you install the AEM, you will become like you will be getting one CRXDE instance as well. Okay, development environment. Normally we like when we create components templates, we use CRXDE, or if we are writing any Java, so we can use Eclipse as a IDE as well. Okay, we can create the components and templates there as well. But most of the time, when I see to create a dialog or to create a component or to create a template, I prefer this tool, CRXDE Lite. Okay, so different things are there. If you want to create the content of your website, you can go to this console. Like if I go to this one, so here you can create your page structure and all. Okay, so let me just go to the CRXDE. Okay, so if I click on this CRXDE Lite option, so this is default IDE which is provided by AEM. Okay, here if I go to the content, okay, so I was talking about the JCR. Just go to any page. Suppose this is one of my page. Okay, this page, I will go to this page about us. Okay, so here you will be seeing that the one JCR content node is there. Okay, so your data is getting, these all are nodes and these are the properties, property and values. Okay, if I save something on any of my component, like about banner is one of my component where there is some like text is there, hello. So you see here a node would be creating, okay, in my JCR, and the data will be saving in form of properties. Okay, so there is one property summary, text. Okay, all these things we'll see that how data is getting stored. But
So just one question. When we're talking about the content and the properties in two different files,
yes,
do we mean properties by like metadata?
Metadata.
Yeah.
yeah, metadata is so you are
Is it
talking
like
in sense
saving
of
the content and saving the metadata in different files?
no, that is not the case. If you are using any DAM image, okay, you can provide the metadata there. But for your simple components which we create in AEM, so those data will be getting saved in form of the properties only. When you talk about the metadata, you can associate that in your DAM with your images or with your assets. Okay, so here you will see that data is getting stored in form of properties, key
So
and value page.
are the properties unique to the other content that we have in the other file, or the properties can be used also for other content?
Yeah, property can be duplicated. It's not like that if I'm using this property summary in one of my about banner component. So there can be that this same property can be used in some different node as well. Okay, but there you won't see any two nodes with the same name. Okay, there would always be a differentiation. You won't see here about banner
Okay.
and about banner. Properties can be same, but the node name should be different at a level. Okay,
Okay.
at the
Okay.
different levels, node can be same.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not going in the details of GCR as of now because this is our first session. I'll be telling you that what is the protected, what is mandatory, multiple auto created. So you just see that this is the structure which gets created in GCR. Okay, every data is getting stored in form of key and value pair. Okay, just remember this thing as of now. And when I say the implementation, the CRX, okay, this CRX is an implementation of that. Here you can also see if you just put it down like here, like it says about the repository. Okay, Apache Jackrabbit OEC 1.8.3. Okay, CRX is there. Now they have renamed it like Jackrabbit OEC. The implementation is based on the Jackrabbit OEC. Okay, whatever the CRX Adobe implemented, they are using the latest Jackrabbit OEC framework. Okay, to implement this GCR. Okay, so that is the GCR thing where you can store the data in form of nodes, where JCR saves the data in form of nodes and key value pair for the properties. Okay, so now
So
there are
again,
some
so this,
rules.
sorry,
Yeah,
this all gets stored in the where you showed in that repository, right? So it all is stored in the tar optimization, right? That tar data dot
correct,
tar,
correct,
correct?
correct, correct, correct. All the
Okay.
data will be storing in the tar files, but physically you cannot go to the tar and extract it or right click. You will see only junk characters. The only way is the implementation, that is CRX. Through it
Okay.
you can check where the data is getting stored.
Okay. So this CRX is stored in the repository. It's called as Apache Jackrabbit. Okay, correct.
Yes, 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 yes.
So that
Okay.
repository is called as Jackrabbit. So that is nothing but
Yeah.
JCR, correct?
Yeah, that repository is like you can say like implementation of JCR. JCR is a framework actually. Okay, and implementation of that framework is CRX, and that is a CRX repository. We usually term that as a CRX repository because every like framework would be like it will be providing you some methods to store the data. There would be some implementation like CRX. Okay, and that CRX we call it as a CRX repository. Okay,
Okay.
so like
Apache
there are
Sling.
some. Yeah. Apache Sling is a bit different. I will come to that point at what is Apache Sling. Okay, so like there are some rules for the GCR. Okay, I'll be talking later on that what are those rules. Okay, so like what folders would it be creating and what is the primary type or when you create a page. Okay, so one more thing, let me show you. Okay, so in AEM when I talk about any page, okay, so this is my simple HTML page. There is no relation with AEM with this page. If I want to create this page in AEM, I need to take care of three things. Okay, in AEM there is three things. One is page, one is template, and one is component. Okay, so somebody if like comes up with this requirement that I have to change this page to my AEM, so very first thing which I have to look that what reusable parts I can create out of this page. Okay, I can create the one component for this one. So reusable entities, when I say components, those are the reusable things which you can prepare, which can be used on multiple pages. Okay, so like this you can create one component, this can be a one component. So like page is a combination of different components and all those components are part of one template, a virtual template. Okay, this is page, all these are the components. Okay, and those components are placed on template and that template is bind to that page. Okay, we'll see that structure, how to create that structure, but that is a minimal thing which we need. Some components, those components would be grouped on some templates, and when we create a page we would require a template. Okay, so that was a basic one. So now I will move to that Sling. The second I was talking about the Apache Sling. Okay, so let's see with this example. when I hit this page, like content, whatever the page name is about.html. So this is my AEM. When I hit this page, how it is getting know that what content it should render. Okay, if you remember in JSP or in any web applications, we have some mapping files. Okay, where we map some incoming request to some actual resources, to actual servlets, where the request is getting processed and it present you the result. Okay, in AEM we don't require any mappings. AEM, we have a framework that is Apache Sling. Okay, so Sling is a product. Sling is like from Apache. They have created it. So that frameworks, what it does, it helps you map the incoming request to actual content. So whatever content you see here in JCR, because content is getting stored in JCR, correct? As I shown you that every content is getting stored in this content folder in JCR. So what Sling does, whenever you hit any URL in your browser, the request Apache Sling comes into the picture. It takes the URL, it maps the URL to actual content in JCR and present you the result. Okay, that is the main work of Apache Sling. That is a web framework which maps your incoming request to JCR and returns the result to browser. Okay, so how it returns and how it maps, there is a different like session I'll be going through practically that but as of now I'll show you one thing, that whenever you hit any page, Sling will go to that JCR content. Okay, suppose you are hitting English page, Apache Sling will go to JCR content, it will check some resource type, okay, whatever the resource type is there, and it will just render that component, okay, for the time being. We have some different session for Apache Sling, that how actually it works, how it actually maps the content. Okay, so that is a REST based. Okay, state, there are some states of Sling as well. You can control those states in your config manager as well. There are three states: XML, HTML, and JSON. Okay, if I write here like if I go simply here and write JSON, it will be giving some JSON structure as well. Okay, as you can see, this is based on REST principle. And if you want to control this behavior as well, that you don't want any XML representation or JSON representation of your page, you can always handle it through configs. Okay, I will cover that part. Okay, let it be HTML. So that is an overall which I'm giving for Apache Sling, that it is based on REST principle. Okay, and now the third thing, which is again important, that is OSGi. Okay, so like AEM comes with certain functionality. Okay, like Apache Sling, when I talk about, like when I say about Apache Sling, so Apache Sling is a functionality which comes with AEM, correct? So that functionality of Apache Slings comes in form of bundles. Okay, in AEM. So every Java or every business logic you want to create for your application, you can bundle that in form of some reusable things, like in, not reusable, in form of some small entities, those are bundles. Okay, instead of packaging whole Java code or whole business logic in simple war file and upload in the like web servers as we do in the Java application, in AEM we are having an OSGi concept, open service gateway initiative. What it does, it helps to modularize your application. Like for a single requirement, you can create your own bundle, you can deploy it in AEM. Okay, so there is some implementation of that OSGi as well. Okay, like for JCR there is an CRX implementation. For an OSGi there is a Felix container, Apache Felix container. Okay, so as let me just open that console as well. So from the welcome screen you can get that one as well. Let me just open the welcome screen again. Here you will see web console. Just click on this. So these are the bundles like Apache. When I say Apache Felix Container, so here you will see 552. When you freshly install AEM 6.4, you will see 545 or something. These all are bundles. Like if I go to like for my AEM samples, I created one some Java, some services, some servlets. So this is the bundle for my application. Okay. The same way, if I need to restart it, I don't need to, or if I made some changes in some of my Java class, okay, what I will do, I will just simply install that bundle in this Felix container. So this is my Felix container. I normally call it as a web console as well. Okay, so you can go and you can directly install it using this option, your bundle, or you can use some Maven profiles, okay, to automate the process. Through Jenkins, you can do the same, but in your local environment, you can use the AEM profiles, some Maven profiles. I will cover that thing, that how you can install your bundle from your file system directly to AEM instance, okay, in this console. You don't need to manually install it, but here from this one as well, you can just install your bundle. You can monitor that in which state your bundle is. There are certain states of a bundle, okay, so there is no restart is required. If you install your bundle here, you don't it won't be like that you have to restart your AEM instance. You just deploy your bundle, it will be immediately effective. Okay, so
So
here
just one question about the bundles. Are the
mhm,
bundles like the plugins of the WordPress? Because I'm trying to make a relation to understand.
mhm.
So are the bundles like how we use the plugins of WordPress?
Okay, so like the plugins, when you say the plugins, so in the
You know,
there are two
WordPress
things.
WordPress
Mhm.
has plugins and packages that you install for you to design the website. So some plugin has some functionalities, and you install, and the WordPress application works for you. So are these like the same idea of having bundles in AEM?
Correct. For individual functionality, if you want to enable or disable, okay, so you can have your functionality in form of bundles. You are saying correct. That is the only motive
So
of having
so
OSGi.
so you mean sometimes if I need a font, some type of fonts bundle, I can add. It seems, is it like an integration of something packages I
Yes,
will be adding always?
correct. But in form
Extra
of
tools and
fonts,
functions.
when yeah, when you say fonts, I won't say that you can bind in the bundles, because in bundles normally we have the Java code. But if you want to install the fonts, then there is packages like package you can install in your CRX. But definitely, if you want, let me just give you an example. If you want to interact with some hybrids, okay, and you have created some functionality, you have created some services that will be like helping AEM to connect with hybrids. There are out of box configurations as well, but if you have created your own one, then you can do one thing. If you have created one service, you can bind it in some bundle, you can deploy on your uh, config manager or here, like in
Okay.
your Felix container. So that will be effective. If you uninstall that bundle, that service won't be invoked through your code. If you install that bundle, that service you can make a connection with hybrids, okay, through some services and servlets.
Very
So you
good.
can
Okay.
keep that functionality in the bundles. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
Okay.
exactly, bundle in the sense like these are the only the services, right? Like start, stop, some functionality, right? It's not the like on the page like fonts or some images. It's not that, right? It's only for like the functionality, right?
Yes. Only the functionality you keep as a bundle. Okay, or all the Java code. Okay, for your components templates, you will be having the packages like this is Felix container for your Java or your business logic. But if you are keeping your fonts, your CSS, your components templates, there is a separate tool, separate CRX package manager, where you can package your content. Okay, so that is a different CRX package manager. And here you see various states as well. Okay, for a bundle, there are different states like active state, resolving state, install state, start stop. So I will be covering those things as well, that when your bundle will be in the resolved state and when your bundle will be in the installed state. So there are different states involved for each and every bundle. Okay, so that is
By default, like by default when we install AEM, so by default,
yes,
like how many bundles will be coming by default in AEM?
yeah, almost 540. You will see almost 540 or 530 bundles would be there. Okay, so you can see here Apache Sling. So like as I mentioned that every functionality or every business on which AEM is running, that is coming in form of bundles only. So there is no single var file or something like Jackson. If I talk about the Jackson annotations, so Jackson is again a framework. Okay, so that is also coming in form of bundles. If I click this Jackson core, uh, okay, so you will see here this is an implementation. So every implementation of frameworks is bundled in form of some separate entities. If you remove this bundle, then you cannot use Jackson API in your AEM. You have to install that functionality, that bundle in your AEM to use that Jackson. Okay,
Okay.
so three things I have told. One is JCR, Sling, and OSGi. These are the three core things in AEM. Okay, so I'll be going in the deep with all these three things. Other thing I was talking about, like the classic UI and the touch UI. Those, the difference is that before 6.1 version, we used to have only classic UI. When I say classic UI, so you see two things here. One is welcome and second one is AEM start. Okay, so the options which you see here would be here and there, like in some other categories. All the options you will be finding here, but the look and feel is changed. Why they have changed? Why they have migrated to this touch UI? Because classic UI, this UI doesn't support authoring on tablet devices. So now Adobe is recommending, and they are soon going to deprecate this classic UI. Okay, like here this, if I open editor.html, I won't go to that one, but you just consider that Adobe is soon going to deprecate this classic UI. When we create the components there, we have some sidekick and all. Now they have been replaced by some component browser. So there are some like authoring changes also been done by the Adobe. They are recommending to use touch UI only. So we'll be going through the touch one, that how to open the different consoles, how to create the pages. Okay, so there are different ways. Like if I want to create a page in classic UI, I normally click on this website and create a page from this console. Okay, let me show you one thing. If I want to create a new page or new website, I'll be covering that as well. So like if you want to create a new website, you will go to here like new page. Okay, now if I resize my browser size, okay, you will see that nothing is going to happen. This is not responsive. Okay, so an author who wants to do authoring or who wants to create a page on their tablet, on tablet devices, he cannot do that. But in case of touch UI, this is my touch UI. I want to create a simple page. Okay, the same thing, I will be going to this one, sites. Okay, I want to create some page here. So suppose create page, and if I just, like you see, this is responsive. Okay, things are responsive here in touch UI. So an author who wants to create a page on their tablet devices, he can also easily do the authoring on their tablet devices. Okay, so like I have, might be you have got this content as well, that what would be the course content for like for our sessions which I will be taking. So there would be the 30 sessions. So I have divided in two parts. One is the basic one, and like second one is the advanced one. Okay, so in advanced, what we'll be covering in 6.4, as you already know, that we have some features like content fragments, editable templates, and experience fragments and core components. These are the four main things which we have in 6.4. And now what is happening that we are moving towards the editable templates. Okay, so there are different configurations. So there are different things which we can do with the editable template. So I'll be covering those things in like second half. And other things that to write the business logic, normally we used to have WCM use API. There are some classes WCM use POSO. I'll be covering the Sling models along with that. Like Sling models, nowadays we use only Sling models with some exporter functionality. So these are the different topics which I'll be taking. Some more topics are there which I will keep adding on on particular day basis, which I have not covered here. Okay, and for every day I will be giving you some some task and like in form of some PPT and some PDF documents so that you can refer for your own learning as well in future. Okay. Okay, any query?
Hi Vipin, this is Raju.
Yeah.
I'm looking for more over an advanced side like customization of AEM and more over in other side. So adding validation to the dialogues and everything. So are you going to cover as a part of this one?
Yeah, as I mentioned that definitely validation of dialogue I will be covering. Okay, other than MSM, which I told you MSM is like multi-site manager. I will be covering that. Okay, multi-site manager along with that experience fragment, content fragment, editable templates. So I'll be covering these advanced topics. Okay, it's not like
In,
I'll be covering the Adobe Target. So that is a different entity, but most of the topics which comes under 6.4 advanced thing, I'll be covering those.
yeah. But thing is, take it the old version 6.3, 6.2. Like extending the AEM welcome screen. Suppose in the welcome screen, I want to add one more link. Uh, uh, so suppose if you build any component, if you want to add validation to the component, other side I'm talking. So those things will be covered.
That will not be
Like,
part. That will not be part of like customization will not be part of this training because that is a different things. But that I won't be covering that thing like customization of what you said that welcome screen and those stuffs. That will not be part of this one.
so is there
Because
any
that is very
special?
project specific. That is very specific to
Yeah.
very project because that is not comes under that EM usually. So like if you
Okay.
want to customization, then definitely you will have to like do some R&D that how that page is getting built on that side. You have to do something.
Okay. Yeah.
I can guide you. I can guide you if you want that specific area. Then I can guide you. I can help you in achieving that result.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
most
thing
of the
is like,
advanced features we'll be covering.
yeah. But thing is dialogue validation. These things are like out of box, right? It's like suppose you are building a contact form through dialogues. If you want to provide a validation to those dialogues, that's pretty much common, right? That's common to across all the projects. It's not a project specific.
Yes. Yeah, dialogue validation is fine. Dialogue validation I will be providing to you that how to like validate the dialogues and all.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. So that means like the component overlays, overrides, these are not part of your.
Yeah, that is a part of component overlaying. I will be telling you that how you can customize but the customization of the welcome screen, as you said that if you want to add one more option that I will not be covering, but the customization of when you see about the overlaying or when you see about inheritance, I will be covering those things.
Okay. But
Okay.
if you're looking for any support, we will give the support, right?
Yes. I will be providing that support. No issues.
Okay. Could you please share with this the entire document with us?
Yeah, I'll be sharing on the daily basis, like for day one, day two, I'll be sharing for today. Okay, no issue.
Yeah.
So how can we get that documents through email, or how we will sharing the
Uh,
document?
like I'll be creating a folder on OneDrive. Okay, so I'll be sharing the link of that drive, so you can on the daily basis you can download these like PDFs, PPTs, and the codes. Okay, on the daily basis I will be creating some folders there, and you will be having access of that.
So what are the usual training hours, is it 7 to 8 IST?
Yeah, it is 7 to 8
every day, right?
Yes,
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 sir.
yes.
What about weekends? Are you going to?
No plan for weekend as of now, but I will see in future. But as of now, I will be giving on the weekdays, 7 to 8. If
Okay.
suppose if we miss some class on some
Mhm.
weekday due to some reasons, then I will be covering that class on weekend.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Vipin, so the license, right? So
Yes.
are you going to share the license as well today?
Yeah, I will be sharing the license. I'm having a training license, so just keep it with you. I will be sharing 6.3 and 6.4 both.
Okay, Vipin, one thing. So what is the difference between the training license and the normal license? Now, the corporate license, I know that it's a different one. So what is the what are the restrictions with the training license? Like
No,
what
there is
cannot
no
be done with the
restriction.
training license?
No. There is no restriction with that training license. Only the intent, of training license, that when you request a training license from Adobe, so they says that you use only for 45 days. Okay, functionality or everything is same. There is no single difference between a training license and the corporate license. That would be same, but as per Adobe recommendation, this is that you use only for 45 days. Then it would be a violation of their rules. But
So if
everybody
I
So
have,
can.
so whatever you are going to give, right? So what is the validity? It's 45 days,
It
or like
will
we
be
can change it?
no. It will be valid for future. There is no restriction. They recommends that after 45 days you should not use it. They haven't
yeah,
applied any condition that you will be having only 45-day license. It will be you can use more than 45 days or like 6 months or whatever you want to do. They only recommend that only for 45 days you should use it. The recommendation is there, but you can use it.
Okay, okay. So we don't need to change the system time and start the instance, right? That's not required, right? Okay.
Nothing is required.
Okay, this is Muhammad again. I have a question.
Yep.
This is my first class joining you guys, and online I found only your classes that provide AEM, and I wonder how long does it take someone to excel AEM and with practice and self-study and commitment. Just I need a little guidance about that. So I'm new to the area.
Yes. Yeah. So Mohammed, so like from initial 2 to 3 sessions would only be the theoretical based, and after the third session everything would be the practical, because in this training session I will be focusing that how you can hands on AEM, how you can create the components, how you can go ahead with the implementation of like AEM features. Okay, so I say that after 2 to 3 weeks, you should be in the position that you are mostly aware about the AEM features. You can create the components. You can create, like if I give you any AEM template, sorry, any HTML template like this one. Okay, if I give you this template, so you would be in the position that you can create this kind of components. That is for sure. After 2 weeks, you can create this one.
Okay, so how often will we be having these classes? Is it everyday class or is it
Yeah.
by?
Mhm.
Okay,
So as of now, it is planned on everyday basis, like 7 to 8 every day, Monday to Friday.
like this time every night.
Yeah.
Because in the US it's where I live now. It's 9:30 p.m. evening.
Yeah. This time only 7 to 8 IST.
Okay. And when will you be starting to share the links of the AEM application so that
I will just connect
we
with
can
Srinivas,
install?
and yep, Srinivas will be confirming with you guys that like today or tomorrow. So I will be just connecting with Srinivas, and like you can provide your email ID on your chat. Then based on my conversation, I will be sharing all the details with you guys. You can just put your
Hello.
email IDs
Yeah,
in the chat. Yep. Yes,
yeah. Hi,
Srinivas.
Mama. Hi, Abhi, Mohan, Raju. Guys, we will start the day one class tomorrow. So, who are interested to continue this regular classes, you can reply for the email. I will share the complete enrollment program details. So, whoever confirm, then you can continue from tomorrow. Who confirm the payment, for them, I will share the software. I will give your email ID to Vipin. He will give from Drive. He will share the software and all. Everyday course material. You will create one drive. You will insert the email IDs of the students who enroll. So every day you will get it, all the details from there. And about the recordings, I will share with you. So I will record from my side. So whatever the session recording, within 1 hour you will get the recording of the session.
Very good.